So there you have it. All hussied up, all gussied up. Okay, she's ready. I did grind down this one here a little bit because it looked porous, so I ground it to make sure it wasn't all the way through. I think there was some little bit of junk in the metal there. It looks like I might have got too close to the paint with that bead too. So I got to clean all this up next and paint. So that's the gusset that I designed and decided to run. And that's where we're at for now. Okay, we have a take two situation here. Basically, I already had this thing on. Batteries were dead and I didn't film it. So the take two situation is, I read something in the manual. You know, you read the instructions after. I usually read the instructions after I install it. That way there's a chance that I might have to take it back apart. And I did take it back apart, and it mentioned two things in the instruction manual that I felt I needed to take it back apart for. The first was the input thing. They said, if your transmission's touching it, it's no bueno. If the input shaft is touching I guess that would be the slider for the throw-out bearing, then that's no bueno. So I checked, and it's got a little bit of play, but it's not touching. So they said for a used transmission, that's okay. And that is pivot ball, says there. It said something about a part number. Part number. Is that the part number? I don't know what the hell that is. Anyways, so I cleaned everything up. I slapped the flywheel and the pressure plate on. And it did say something about the flywheel. If your flywheel has dowels, and I thought they were talking about these dowels, and they needed to be lined up for a balance, but it doesn't look like they need to be lined up with anything for balance. So that's that. Now I'm gonna slap this sucker back together, and that's pretty straightforward. Push this in here. I got it in gear so that I can feel when the clutch or the splines engage when I turn my thing. This thing's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these. This is what's called the Cummins 12 valve barring tool. These motors are pretty industrial. So this is the barring tool right here. It's just like a starter shaft, right? So this slides into this hole here, just like a starter would slide in on the other side, of course. And you put a ratchet in it, and you can turn it over. And surprisingly, it's really easy to turn over. I don't know if it's the diameter of the flywheel or the direction I'm going or what the deal is. So we're going to slap this transmission on there because we've checked what we need to check. Then we're going to see about putting the motor in the hole. Now, I did go ahead, I don't know if I've videoed this already. I did go ahead and I cleaned this up here because it had that piece. Oh, this piece was right here sticking out, and I didn't like that. So just more of a cleaner look there. I ground a little bit of this weld down here because I'm close, but not too close on the radiator. The water outlet from the motor. And then I shaved this about 1/4 inch off of here because we're tight with the timing case. And I actually painted my motor mounts. Look at that. Got them all painted up. And I also painted these here. And this paint I used, I'm not a rattle can guy. I really hate using rattle can stuff, but it's so hard to mix up, and it's expensive to buy the two-part spray cans because unless you're going to do a job that you're going to use a full can, I want you two-parted. It's done. But so anyways, I got this VHT roll bar and chassis paint. I think I bought it at the auto parts store, but I'm really surprised. Really nice results. I mean, it looks good. We'll see what it looks like in 5 years. when the time goes by. So anyways, I'm going to slap this sucker on there, and I'll get you guys back in the mix when I stab the motor into the truck. Then once the motor's in the truck and it's mounted, and I got I got like a 2x4 that goes in the back there to hold the transmission up. Once I got that going and the truck on the hoisted up with the thing underneath it, and I'm ready to make a transmission mount, I've got to assemble my El Cheapo Harbor Freighto modular welding table. And once I get that, well, I probably won't install that first, won't get that fabbed first. I gotta clean. I mean, look at this. It's like a tool store vomited in here. I gotta go through and get all this stuff cleaned up, do some organizing on my parts, move the parts I'm not gonna need out and the parts I'm gonna need in. And one of the things, I found the oil pan is actually leaking. It's suffered some damage. So I got me a new pan too from Summit Racing. Got a new pan. I also got a new radiator. So, man, she's gonna have some new stuff. This thing's gonna be sweet when I get it done. And the new radiator comes with some electric fans and a shroud and all that good stuff. So then, just because this tightens it up, that fan stuck out to about here. That's another couple inches that I can move everything forward. And tomorrow, I took the steering box off because it had some play in it. And there's a place called Redhead Steering Gear that's right down the road. And I'm going to have them rebuild it. Yeah, I'm going to have them rebuild it. And I'm thinking about, if this gets in the way, I might just drop it. I might just drop this because I've got room to play here for dropping it. We can go down to about there would be optimum, and we're like here. I think we're here now, so I can drop it a good couple inches. And if I drop that, then my steering angle will be better, and it'll give me more clearance for my radiator and my intercooler. But we'll see how all that fits once we get there. That's thinking way up the road. All right, truck enthusiasts, or just berserkers, or whatever you guys are, pilgrims, I don't know. I got it in. I got the motor mounts, the bolts in the motor mounts. I would love to sit here and tell you it was easy. It wasn't easy. But she's sitting in the final resting place. It looks like my massaging got me some extra room there. So now I'm going to support the tranny, the Dylan Mulvaney, with a 2x4, and then go from there. What I ended up having to do a lot of I started the bolts with the brackets loose on the motor, and then tightened them up to suck it where it needed to go. So I call it cheating. I don't know. It wasn't easy. Wasn't too hard either. But a little bit of blood, some sweat, no tears yet. Whoa. Gotta watch where you're going, buddy. I get to check off 2 things today. And it's always nice when you get to check stuff off. Let's see here. Okay. So what I got is I installed the clutch and the trans. I installed the motor. And now I'm on fab trans mount. And then I gotta fit drive shafts. So my plan is to get I've got a 2x that holds that tranny up. Get the truck up in the air, take some measurements, look at a few things, slap that transfer case in there, fit the exhaust, and then figure out where that mount is gonna go. She looks good. She moved back a lot. She moved back a whole lot. That's perfect. Somebody said it's going to be a mid-engine International. Well, you know, it's actually moved back, I think, further than the stock Cummins trucks. But, you know, like I've said before, you know, it's all in relation to the axle. And that's, you know, if you look at a race car, you want you're looking at the weight of the engine you want is aft as far as possible. Not that this is going to be a race truck or anything, but every little bit helps, you know. The Road Race International. Okay, the motor is in. The transmission is in position. Where it's going to be. Now my plan is I got a big piece of angle iron I'm going to put here, and it's either going to go down or up. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to cut two 12-inch pieces, and then we're going to play with it, and then I'm going to trim this back here, and then I've got some plate here. I'm going to weld that onto this, and then that'll bolt to the angle iron. I don't know if that's the best. I mean, this is going to hang down a little bit, but I think it should be okay. I mean, it's going to hang down that much, you know, which isn't too bad. And I moved it forward because I think that would be just better for clearance. Yep, so there you go. That's where we're at. Got the table all put together. It's not a bad little welding table. It's thicker than I thought it was going to be. So we'll get everything put together, get it welded up. We've made some headway. I got the transmission cross member all fabbed up, and it's looking sexy. Looking really sexy. Yeah. So I still got some trimming to do, you know, clean. I'm probably just going to draw a parallel from here straight there. And then maybe round this a little bit more. Then again from there to there. Yeah. Same thing on this side. But she's buckled down. Look at that. Everything's buckled in, man. Another hurdle. What, you know what that means? That means there's something else I can cross off the list. This is a list crossing day. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. Oh, wrong way. Okay. So I guess before I fit the drive shafts, I gotta stick the transfer case in there. Damn, it's looking good. Nice and level. Looks like it's centered pretty good. Bitchin'. And so I do have to drill one hole here up. That's gonna have to. Oh, son of a bitch. That's okay. Yeah, so bada boom, bada bing. It's looking good.